Fox News, or rather Republicans in general, wonder why they have such a difficult time actually transitioning the black vote. Every time there's any election, Republicans are always talking about how they're going to get that transition. They're going to get people to come over. We got black men this time. They're realizing that the Democratic Party is the plantation. Which, okay, I have to talk about this because this is absolutely hilarious to me. Because we're in a two-party system. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with that. We need a ranked choice voter system. We need a lot of things, but unfortunately, we don't have that. But we're in this two-party system, right? And there's plenty of legitimate criticism to give towards the Democrats, and oftentimes how they, take for granted the black vote. They make promises and they don't deliver on, and then the fact that the Republican Party is legitimately worse, is legitimately just completely racist. I mean, like, racists don't believe in government, don't want no social programs. Who needs the education department? Who needs the Environmental Protection Agency? Get rid of FEMA, all of that good stuff. On top of the racism, the sexism, the homophobia, the transphobia, all the isms and the phobias, all of that, and the flat earth believer, all of that is in the Republican Party. So then when they don't follow through, when Democrats don't follow through, they can just be like, well, you know what? You're crazy if you vote for Republicans. So that's definitely a legit criticism, trying to shame the community into voting for you, right? But what makes more sense to me is if you just become an independent or you just don't vote for Democrats, maybe in, like presidential elections. But to transition from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party is just, I just, it's contrarian, it's provocateur, and it's ridiculous. It just is. Like, that's where you lose me. Again, becoming an independent, I get it. Not voting, I get it. Becoming a Republican when you used to have liberal values and ideals, no, you lost me there. So let's go ahead and check this out, though, because this is hilarious. Brian Kilmeade, he retells a joke because apparently Eddie Griffin is a Trump supporter or whatever, but he's also a comedian. So, they say this on live television, on live television. And Lawrence Jones is looking at him like, oh man, like, no, that's not why. But this is one of the biggest reasons why Republicans never actually transition the minority vote. Maybe they'll get it here and there in polls, maybe some of it, but they can't ever actually chip away because it is bullshit.
I thought Eddie Griffin said something interesting, and this story is on FoxNews.com.
I thought Eddie Griffin said something really interesting. This really caught my attention. Listen to what he's going to say.
Griffin said something interesting, and this story is on FoxNews.com. He's relatively an X-rated black, but very black comedian. He's very funny. He says,
watch your language here.
I know, please. Says the black community. He goes. He offered a humorous argument that Trump has certain credentials the black community likes. He's got 3 baby mamas, 43 felony cases and counting. He's selling high top tennis shoes like Michael Jordan, and he got shot like Tupac. He goes, I'm voting for him.
He goes, yeah, and that's true. Black people are criminals. Black people are in and out of prison. It is true. Black people do a lot of drugs, sell a lot of drugs, and black people are seldom married. You look in their households, and it's like, where are the dads? Where are the fucking dads, man? I get it. That's why Donald Trump really has a strong appeal, because he sells golden tennis shoes. Those black people, they love those golden tennis shoes, and with all those wonky little widgets all over them, they love those, all the baby mamas, the BBCs, you know what I mean? They can't get enough of that. And Lawrence is sitting there looking like, oh, but again, it's like they're airing this on live television, which says everything about how disconnected these people are and how racist they are, Because again, it's like, okay, whatever. I guess that's lame for Eddie Griffin to be saying this, but he's a comedian. At least he's entertaining. He's not a political commentator. He's not saying this on national television, but you are.
He goes, I'm going to try. He goes, I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped an album next.
I mean, I don't think.
Yeah. Trump's black. Trump's just like black people.
I think the coach, I think he's clearly making a joke.
He's having fun.
I don't think
he's being funny.
The community cares much about that. But I do think when they continue, the Democrats have to be very careful. And if you notice, there was a huge surge of saying felon, 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 felon. I thought the Democratic Party was for felons being able to vote and for a second chance. And I think there's this double speak with the Democratic Party that's going to hurt them. We don't care about the shoes and all that stuff. We care about the money.
Do you know how many felons there are in this country?
I guess he tried to save him with, I guess, somewhat of a decent point, in the sense of like, not related to the black community, but just like the rhetoric around felon. a light point, but then he brought it back around to the money. You know what I'm saying? He could have just been like, well, Eddie Griffin is making a joke. But I think what the black community is really concerned about is the economy, jobs, opportunities like that. But he did the best he could to smooth it over, because at the end of the day, Brian Kilmeade should not have read this shit on live television. I mean, but this is what they do, and this is how they see things.
Yeah, and about 30 million.
Yeah.
And they came out and they have a spokesperson. They said, can you stop with the felony talk?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to make a life of ourselves. A lot of them feel they were only convicted, like Trump feels. Right. Others say,
but no, that's funny though. That's really funny. It's not funny, but it's hilarious because it's nothing new, and this is what they do. Republicans, you remember the whole welfare queens, and at the end of the day, listen, Donald Trump's entire platform, his whole campaign, even more than it's ever been, is about racism. I mean, he run around talking about people getting their pets ate. How ridiculous is that? So at the end of the day, this is what they're about. Hey now. Thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and it really helps to support what we do here.